And the judges will tally his score in a moment. We go to Tasha Schweikert. It's the men on the high bar, the women on the florets.
Remember, she had the fall from the balance beam. I'd like to wrap up the day's competition with a great set here on the floor exercise. She typically mounts with a double layout, has chosen to do an easier element. Remember, she had problems with that in Las Vegas. Dismount planned, a triple twist. Well, her coach, Cassie Rice, has to be really happy with her performance. You know, she just needs to clean up, some work on the balance beam.
A little bit. Nice dancer.
I agree. Very, very nice choreography.
She's a contender down the road. Watch for her at Nationals.
She's on the vault run.
Big tumbling skills, a very powerful gymnast, and what she did so well, Tim, is she was very clean in the air. 2.5 twists into immediate punch front. That was her second tumbling pass.
Tasha reminds me of a sports car that hasn't reached the end of the assembly line. You can tell what it's going to be, and it looks great. It just needs the molding and a little thing here and there.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, we are going to see and hear a lot from this young lady.
She did a nice job.
Let's go back to Marian Dragulescu. His score of 9.537. That just may lock it up. A very successful trip to the United States. Let's see how it turns out now for the gymnast from Belarus, Dmitry Kasperovich. He's coming off a 9.537 on parallel bars.
So the most important thing on high bar, two things. Obviously, got to catch the bar. Second thing, all these elements need to land in a handstand. If they don't, you got some big deductions. And that's where experience comes into play right there. He caught a little bit off on that release skill, but stayed nice and calm and just modified his routine just a little bit. Well, a very nice routine. Certainly can find some errors in that. Some of the handstand positions not great, but he's the kind of guy you would definitely want on your team. Very consistent. The sport's pretty darn easy for him.
Tasha Schweikert's number coming up. 9.625. That's the way to finish your day. It'll be interesting to see how she figures out at the Olympic trials and the nationals. Kasperovich's score 9.537. He all but locks up a place to go to the American Cup. Remember, top 3 international gymnasts go to the American Cup. February 26th, right here on NBC. We'll be back in St. Petersburg after this. Next Saturday at 4 Eastern, some of the world's best athletes gather for the Winter Gravity Games. Our coverage begins with the best of the big mountain competition. Snowboarders and skiers take the next step in free skiing down death-defying 50-degree-plus slopes on California's Mammoth Mountain. That's the Winter Gravity Games, produced by some very nice people. Next Saturday at 4 Eastern on NBC. Here's John McCready of the United States bringing a wrap on his day.
And this is the best event for John currently. Very clean, beautiful release right there. Done in combination. He'll do another release. But see, the thing he does so well on high bar is the legs are always straight. Nice handstand positions right there. Finishes in that handstand. Really has a good look on high bar.
What is at stake here for John McCready in this final score could be a trip to the American Cup. And he finishes his day like Tasha Schweikert did hers. Now here's how he can do it. He could lose to John Roethlisberger here today, but he could have a higher score than Jay Thornton from the first event in the Visa American Cup Series. If Blaine Wilson doesn't go to the American Cup, the top 2 Americans from these first 2 events could go. That's why that last score is very important to John McCready. Now it's Liu Wei back on floor exercise.
Beam, of course, being her strongest apparatus of the 4. This not a bad exercise. She has 4 tumbling passes planned. The first one, her most difficult.
Very quiet.
Al, that was her 4th and final tumbling pass. Yeah, I'm surprised, considering the type of shape that she arrived in. She actually got through this competition without a problem at all.
But I tell you, I mean, she's obviously very capable gymnast, very good, but everything just doesn't go together well. You know, the music and the choreography.
Well, it went together well for John McCready on the high bar on 9.612.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Oliver. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, John.
Hi, Dad. Here.
He never says hello to us. I've noticed that.
Now, Jordan Yovchev. We have crunched the numbers, and John McCready does not beat Jay Thornton's total from the Las Vegas event. So while he did register well on the judges' scale, he will not be going to the American Cup.
Now this move that's coming up right here actually was learned by a mistake. Watch this. Very original element that Jordan introduced, but he was trying to learn a different element, couldn't hold on to the bar in that what we call L grip, and a new and original move was born for Jordan.
He commiserates with his friend and coach, Bart Connor, also his boss.
You know, he does.
That's all encompassing.
He does go over to Bulgaria every now and then to train with the team prior to the big events like the World Championships, and he plans to do the same for Sydney.
Yeah, nice dismount here. Kind of looked like he was grabbing his shoulder does a lot of those inverted skills where your shoulder has done what we call dislocated.
Yovchev gets a 9.35. Yeah, he's got something going on in there. The score for Liu Wei on floor exercise, 9.30.
I don't know, I just think that she needs to feel her music a little bit better out there.
When we come back, they'll duel it out to the final 10th. Alana Slater of Australia, Elise Ray of the United States trying to put that fall off the beam behind her.
Stab straight down, don't hop it. You need to get the lead out a little bit. You still seem sluggish or slow to me. I think get moving a little bit. Get the energy out. All right?